Hi guys, welcome to my video on the cost of living in Canada. I'm going to use Barrie, Ontario to represent a typical medium-sized city in Canada, but in general the cost of living would be typical right across the country. Why this video? Well, I've seen many changes occur in the last decade, but I've seen those changes accelerate in the last 4 years since 2020. And so this video and some of the other videos I've been making are my way of trying to make sense of the world, make sense of what I see happening around me. Also because I don't feel like I'm getting accurate information from my government-funded media, the CBC. So I'm just trying to sort things out. Ultimately, I feel like I could very easily leave the country here in the next 2 or 3 years. So also I have another reason why I'm making these videos. I do have friends in different parts of the world who I'll be sharing this video with, who would be curious to know what the current state of Canada is. My background: I've lived in 5 of the provinces, but I've also lived internationally. I spent a couple of years in Australia. I spent a year in Russia. I lived in Asia for a while, and I also lived in Central America. So I have some international perspective in terms of cost of living, social life, compared to if you compare Canada to other places. So basically here in Barrie, we're about 90 kilometers north of Toronto. It's a medium-sized city, very beautiful little city. And it's on the shores of Kempenfelt Bay. I'll give you a shot of that in just a second. I'll turn the camera around. Four-season town. Lots to do in the summer on the lake: boating, swimming, fishing. Lots to do in the winter for skiing. It's a long and very cold winter. Overall, the nature is very beautiful here. I'll let the camera speak for itself. Amen. And I'll let the camera speak for itself. How are you? Gorgeous day. Beautiful day. Beautiful day.
Oh yeah.
Gorgeous day. Yes.
Kiki.
Kiki. Hi, Kiki.
Put your finger up. He loves
Oh, is he gonna bite my finger
it.
off?
No, he loves
Oh.
it. He's never bitten anybody other than me.
Oh, this is Kiki. Wow. Hey,
You want
Kiki.
down on the table.
Oh, you want to be on the table? What a beautiful little bird.
He's a good boy. I've had him for 15 years.
Oh, wow. He's 15 years old.
Hey.
He likes being patted.
Oh, he likes his neck rubbed.
He likes his neck rubbed. Oh, maybe he doesn't trust me rubbing his neck.
Anyway.
Wow.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a gorgeous day. Gorgeous day. I'll just pause this. Just pause this here. Okay, here's a picture of Kempenfelt Bay, as promised. Beautiful. And as I said, Barrie's a beautiful place, and I'll let the video here speak for itself. Sorry about the interruption there with Cheeky the bird. That guy's pretty interesting. So the finances and economics of Canada. Cost of living here in Barrie. Okay, the average sale price for homes here, $800,000. That's the reported average. If you're here on the ground and you're looking around on realtor.com, it's actually more like 950,000 that you'll see available. Rent. Average rent reported is $2,260, and a 3-bedroom apartment, $2,600. In the larger cities like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, those numbers, of course, much higher. That's why personally I have no interest in being in the larger cities in Canada. I also particularly like the smaller, medium-sized cities. You can park wherever you want, kind of do whatever you want. I feel like in the larger cities, it's kind of like a trap. It's like you're being fleeced. I really have no idea how people afford to live in those cities. Um, the next big cost you'll have in Canada is vehicle expense. So you need to have a vehicle to properly live here, to work, live, play. It's a freezing cold country, 6 months of the year, long winter. Also, we have huge distances to travel. Also, outside of the major cities, our transit systems are not good. So you need a vehicle. If you have a vehicle, you're going to have typically monthly payments. You're going to have monthly repair costs. Occasionally, you'll have a larger repair cost to deal with, plus fuel, plus insurance. Um, Phone and internet. If you're used to being in other parts of the world, you're going to find phone and internet super expensive. This is a hard one for me, having been in other parts of the world where phone, internet costs can be sometimes $10 a month, $8 a month. Here, typically, you're going to pay between $50 and $70 per month, and that's not even unlimited internet. Why is that? Because there's 2 or 3 companies that have the monopoly on telecommunications here in Canada. They own all the towers. They're controlling the business. Flights within Canada are expensive. It's not uncommon to pay $500-600 for a flight somewhere within Canada. It's not like Europe where you can get a flight for 150 euros on discount airlines. So taxes are punishingly high. We have provincial and federal taxes that are it's almost like theft, especially if you don't agree with what the money is being spent on in the country. It feels like people are being treated like cattle lately. Just very high tax rate, and increasing seems to be. Inflation. So inflation right across Canada since 2020, by endless spending since 2020. This, of course, has resulted in increases right across the board in all areas. What have I noticed since then? So homelessness, right across anywhere you go in Canada now, you see tons of people on the fringes or fully homeless. Part of that is due to the drugs like fentanyl, but part of it is definitely since 2020, with all the inflation and increase in cost of living, people have been displaced. What else would you have noticed? Things are now locked up in many of the large department stores. Things that previously you could have just taken off the shelf are now behind glass cages. Things like razors, tools in places like Canadian Tire. Places in Home Depot have things behind cages in certain areas like wire. You have to find a shop assistant, unlock the cage, and walk you to the cashier as if you're a thief. Restaurants, prices are up. Tipping has become ridiculous. When you go to pay now, the suggested rates start at 18% tipping and go up to there, close to 30%. Personally, I think they're taking advantage of the shaming and virtue signaling that have become so rampant since 2020, where people feel like they have to leave a very, very large tip to become part of the tribe and be seen as a good person. Groceries are reported up 22%. However, many items, I would say, are closer to double in price. Overall, the cost of living, to me, it seems very unsustainable and unaffordable. Okay, I'll finish with a slightly different angle here. Beautiful maple tree that I'm sitting under here, providing me some nice shade here today. So some conclusions. There is financial pressure here. Despite all the beautiful scenery, beautiful people, like the guy that came by with the birds, wonderful things you can find in Canada, but the financial pressure is like punishing. And for someone like me, I really need to think hard whether to stay or leave because of that, especially when I compare it to other places where I've been, where the cost of living is like a third of what it is here. Rents and home prices are at all-time highs. Flights and hotels, super expensive. Taxes high. Internet and phone, very high prices. On top of all the normal high prices, we have inflation in the last 4 years. So essentials like groceries are very high. So I mean, my intention is not to bitch and complain, in these videos, but it just so happens that I'm Canadian, and this particular video, I'm just reporting on what I see, and kind of shocked at the state that I've seen my country come to in the last 4 years. So it is what it is. I'm just reporting. My conclusions here are not complete, obviously, but the picture being painted is obvious. People who are not feeling appreciated are going to deal with it one way or another, and many people may choose to leave. Anyway, that's my video. Hope you got something out of it. If you like this video, please subscribe so I can make other similar videos. Have a great day.